I'm very sorry for not being regular with the content I've been putting on the channel. I've been busy with school so far, but I have good news for you. I've just graduated from college, so I'll be focusing more on the channel from now on. And then we'll be discussing more on educational parts and then how you can actually implement a blockchain for your business, for jobs, and in the general sense, how this technology can actually benefit the society and all that. So, where is the channel heading? First, I will be trying my best to invite the CEOs. I will bring them on board so that you can hear from the horse's mouth on this project. And then I'll be discussing use cases more, and I will be discussing less of ICOs. Why? Because ICOs, they just come from the blue, and it's very hard most times to get the best platforms. But that does not mean we would wiping them totally away from the platforms. But we'll be trying to scrutinize them more so that we can actually get the best of the best out of this platform. Okay, let's jump to the news today. We have news coming out from the XRP Ripple community. One of the news is that Coinbase has actually added XRP and 39 other cryptocurrencies, making it 40 in general, to their custody platform. So what does that mean? The Coinbase Custody is simply a platform where you pay 0.1% of your entire holdings to Coinbase, and then they keep these platforms for you. There is no risk of hack, there is no this and that, and the issue of custody is the greatest hurdle that is actually preventing more institutional investors or people of high net worth individuals from actually coming into the space. And what would that do for the crypto space? First, it's going to attract a lot of people to come into the space. Secondly, it's going to reduce the amount of crypto that is circulating around because many of them are in custody, like the bank. And then the third reason is that platforms like ETHLend, Celsius Network, and Salt Lending, Libra Credit that are offering crypto lending services could maybe one way or the other partner with Coinbase to get liquidity to actually give people these loans and all that. Then the other news we have, Ripple as XRP has been added as a base currency in different exchanges. Now, what does that mean? It means that, like, when you go on an exchange, there are over 200 different cryptocurrency exchanges. Now, you are actually, if you want to buy an altcoin, you need either Ethereum or Bitcoin. Now, if you look at, we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, then you have USDT. USDT is a stable coin, so it does not grow. Now, when you look at Bitcoin, because there's a demand for Bitcoin on all these exchanges, Bitcoin automatically grows. Now, also the same thing with Ethereum. Now, also the same thing with ICOs and all these platforms. So, adding Ripple as a base currency, some people are saying that the decoupling is coming. There are many reports that are saying, you saw the report that says that the price of Bitcoin last year was being manipulated in Bitfinex by USDT. So people are saying that we don't actually like the way the space is going, that if Bitcoin is going up, all the crypto goes with it. If Bitcoin is falling down, all the crypto is also falling with it. So what are they saying? They are proposing a Bitcoin decoupling. So the question is, could XRP being added as a base currency be the decoupling? Now, many people in the crypto space could be saying, okay, don't bother. Coinbase does not want to add XRP, no problem. We're going to the decoupling. Then there are many allegations and all that. So what are some of these exchanges that have actually added XRP as a base currency? You have DES, you have Coinbase, you have Unicoin, you have BitTrue, and then you have MBX, as you can see from the screen. Now, the other news is that, as you can see from the screen, the Prime Minister of Malta, he says that XRP have more transaction in Malta. That's a very good news for the crypto community. And I have a very big news for you. Roger Ver, the biggest supporter of the Bitcoin Cash, who's studying economics and says he's very passionate to actually make cryptocurrencies usable in the crypto world. It's saying now, as you can see from the screen, that he actually have an apology to make, that he was misinformed by a Reddit post that XRP actually freezes transaction. And actually like that. There are 3 things to actually learn from what he actually said. One of them is, if you are wrong about something, be not too big. Don't put your ego. Calm down. Admit that you were wrong. That maybe you were misinformed, and know that there is no big deal about that. The second thing is that if you are doing something right, maybe Ripple or any other company, and you're being misunderstood, it's not time to go maybe to be suing people or to fire back, lash back, and all that. Just do your thing, and maybe one day these people are going to admit. Then the other news, the third lesson to learn from that is that it is better not to be informed than to be misinformed. There is a lot of news out there in the cryptocurrency space, reporting on people, reporting on capital, reporting on things, partnerships, different things that are not actually true. You saw the partnership between IOTA and Microsoft. It turned out not to be true. They were saying IOTA was saying X, Microsoft was saying Y. You can see the partnership between Samsung and Coppay. Samsung is saying X, Coppay is saying Y. So you can see it's better not to be informed than to be misinformed. Then we'll have the other news that Coinsquare, the Coinbase-like of the Coinbase-like of Canada, is actually adding Ripple, and they've actually added Ripple. That is a very big news for the XRP community. What is the other news? Is that now you can actually purchase XRP like you can do with Bitcoin in 22 different fiat currencies. That is a very, very big news for those who are in the XRP community. 22 is a very big one. Now, what is the other news? We have Bill Clinton, a one-time president of the United States, will be a guest speaker at the Ripple Square conference that is taking place in October. Last year, you saw the guys like the founder of the internet, Tim Berners-Lee, and others coming to come to speak about this stuff. I mean, people will say, oh, why are you bringing celebrities to actually promote your token? Well, there is two sides to it. For any project to actually succeed, you need a tech. Tech is good. Many people know about tech, but it does not end with tech. You need regulations. How do you get the regulations? You have to move with these big guys. And then that is not all. You need a partnership. So we have to get these things right. So there's plenty of news that are actually going on in the space. I urge you to stay calm. Don't be a promiscuous investor. Just be where you are. Thank you and God bless.